My name is Elder Kim Belle, and can you hear me? No. And here's my testimony. I arrived at Victory, I believe it was 1993. I believe it was. It could have been 1992. It was the very first time that Pastor Dollar came to preach is when I came here. Well, here's my testimony. My wife and I, we were at a different church, and we were told that, we were at a different church, and we were told that Pastor Dollar was going to be at Victory, or a church called Victory that met in Sarasota High School. And so we decided to come because we always watch Pastor Dollar. We watch him every day, and we thought it would be, great to come here and speak at this school or at this church. And so when we walked into the church, we were absolutely blown away. It was a blessing to us. We were blown away by the praise and worship, by the word that was preached, and just really by the atmosphere of worship and praise and the liberty that God had shown in that place. Well, God, at the same time, God was moving us to leave our current church and go to another church, and we were kind of looking around. And so we decided to visit Victory a couple weeks, before we make a decision. And so my first Sunday at Victory, after service, we were talking to, I believe we started out talking with Elder Lee. And so we was talking, and you got to understand, I was in teen ministry. I was working in youth ministry. I've worked in youth ministry pretty much my entire life as a Christian since I was about 20. And but we had left this church, and really I wanted to kind of sit down and chill out, not really do anything. And I'm talking to Elder Terry Lee at the time, and we began to talk about ministry. And so I was kind of sharing with him my heart concerning teen ministry and all the things that God had shown me and had blessed me with, and working with teens, and my heart toward teenagers, and my heart toward seeing their development and growth. And he kind of went crazy. Elder Lee was kind of shouting and kind of making all this noise, and he screamed really quick as he asked Minister Belinda to come over. Now, you have to understand, I don't know any of these people, so he asked her to come over, and I was beginning to talk to her, and he told me to tell her what you told me. So I told her what I told him, and she started acting crazy, and she was like, glory to God, you know how Belinda is, and she was acting all crazy and weird. So she said, tell Pastor Cynthia to come here. And so they told Pastor Cynthia to come over, and they asked me to tell her what I had told them. And by this time, I'm thinking they're all crazy, because really I didn't think I had told them anything. And so I started telling Pastor Cynthia what I told Elder Lee and what I told Minister Belinda. And she started screaming for Pastor Tony to come over here. Tony, come here! Tony, come here! So she started screaming for Pastor Tony to come over. He came over, and she said, tell him what you told me. So I'm telling Pastor Tony, and now I'm thinking this whole crew has absolutely lost their mind, because he started screaming glory and glory, Pastor Tony. He started just going there with that, and so I was kind of weirded out with that whole situation. Well, we joined the ministry, and not because of that episode, but we joined the ministry, and somewhere in that first month we joined, Pastor Tony told me that he wanted me to work with the teens for the teen ministry. But I was trying to figure out what was going on that Sunday when I first got there, and apparently what happened was they had been praying for a youth leader to come, someone that really had a heart for God and a heart for teenagers. And what I had not known, or what I didn't know, was that they had prayed during one of the intercessory prayer times. They had gotten together and they prayed, and they wrote down or had prayed some very specific words. And basically what they told me was that if a person comes in and says those words exactly, those specific words, that's the person that God has sent for their teen ministry. And I didn't know that, and it kind of blew my mind, because I wasn't looking to be in a teen ministry. I was looking to get some word, and but I had to be obedient to God also. It was really weird, because you know how Pastor Tony protects his teenagers. He had about 5 teenagers, I think. I can't name them. I know one was Pastor Portia, Nicole, Kia Hartnett, some of the very early teenagers there. And they were going somewhere. Elder Lee was taking the teenagers somewhere that Sunday, and they asked me to go with them. it's like my first, like, I don't even know any of these people, but I wanted to go anyway because teenagers were going. So we had a wonderful time, and I think that's why we started developing a team, our team ministry then, really. Even before on that Sunday, I went in the back while the teens were praying and held hands with them, and they were looking at me like I was crazy. But that's just the heart of it. You know, and so we joined the ministry. We've been here ever since, and it's absolutely been awesome.